So in 2023 Ninjago Dragons Rising released. But there was one problem: there were no villain builds other than some side builds, which I thought was a shame. So in this video I'll be building a bunch of Imperium vehicles, some accurate and some not. So let's start with the small ones. So this is the smallest build. As you can see, it's just supposed to be a small army buildable jet. Here is a look at the underside. The little big stickered piece is from a coal mech. Here is a look at the top side. You might have noticed these missiles in the front throughout the set review, which can simply be shot with your finger. That was the smallest set. The next will be slightly bigger. So this thing, I don't really know what this is. I was just building with parts and it ended up like this. But I am happy with it. It honestly just looks like an Imperium tractor. Unfortunately, with the wheel system I need to use a cheat wheel down there. But it can still roll around very nicely. Here is a look at the top side. You can see that there is a jumper brick, the reason of which is so that the previous build I showed you can fit on the back. Just about like that. And that's the end of this build. So yeah, this is the next build. After this they get very big. As you can see, it is another jet, this time just more formal. Maybe for a higher up such as Empress Beatrix or Lord Ruz. I didn't really make a control panel, I just imagined this gold plate as a control panel. On either side I have these dark red shields with 3 golden swords, which I use as decoration but can also be used as weapons. You might have noticed on the back there is this bulky turret type thing that can swivel around. It would be able to swivel all directions if no one is in the front. Up there you can see another Imperium who has these control sticks to fire the missiles. The back would look pretty ugly without this brick, so I will not show it to you. And that's it for this build. So there are still 2 more builds I have to show you. I do not really know which one is bigger, but I will show them to you anyway, and please like and subscribe. So yeah, this is the next build. I call it the Imperium Lair. Starting with the small things, I made a golden statue of Empress Beatrix. Here is a 360 view. For the parts, the torso and legs are from 10th Anniversary Zane. And the head is from Legacy Golden Lloyd, the hair, sword and armor from Empress Beatrix. So yeah, let me just put it aside for now. For the other small build I made a quick classic prison build. It has the normal Imperium colors of black, dark red and gold, plus some others like white, brown and gray. I didn't have the LEGO jail door piece, so I made my own with a door frame and an upside down ladder piece. As you can see, as prisoner I put Sora inside. Since the ninja would want to get Sora out, if you turn this knob the prison door will explode and they can get out. But since the Imperium don't want that, they installed a security system. The security is a disc shooter with a gold disc inside, which I can shoot like so. Anyway, putting that aside, this is the main lair. It can be adjusted, but more on that later. Anyway, starting from the right, There is a science lab. Starting with this very long robotic arm. It's solid orange and can move nearly all directions, and is controlled via this control panel with the trans-orange highlight. On this side I put an Imperium robot from Zane's car. And over here is a microscope with another control panel. And these are some trans blue and orange holograms we saw in the show. And a table, and let me just put that robot back and move on to the next section. Here in the middle I have a throne for Empress Beatrix, but instead I put Lord Ruz. In the back there is a ladder piece. I put trans-orange studs all over it. The top of the throne is actually a glider. So if I take Lord Ruz here, so you can put it on the back of an Imperium's armor piece. Let me put that back and let's move on to the next section. Starting over here is a weapon rack with Empress Beatrix's staff, my version of the photic, a scythe and two golden katanas. On this area we have another weapon and a sign with a dinosaur, but I imagine it as a dragon. Over here we have a picture of Empress Beatrix obliterating Lloyd. Here is another screen, more trans-orange and blue stuff with a pipe going through it, and a small dark red carpet. Anyway, time to show you how I can change orientation like so. Now let's put all the other stuff back on and move on to the biggest set. So this is what I think is the biggest Imperium build. It's very close between this one and the other one. I call this build the Imperium Raider. Here is a look at the side. And here is a look at the other side, which is practically the same. As you can see in the front there are tread wheels, with two Technic gears, one small and the other big. Here is a quick look at the front. And in the front you can see that there are two missiles that can be shot. This build, even with the treads, can move very well. In the front you can see a large cockpit which surprisingly can only fit one minifigure. In there you can see I put Lord Ruz. The cockpit piece itself is from a space set. Here is a look at the top. As you can see, it's very flimsy. Really is the same with the entire vehicle. Let me just put that piece back on. And here is a look from the back. There are two really big plastic wheels. And some exhausts. I forgot to show it, but you can put 2 of the previous builds on the back. Anyway, that's the end of this build and all of the other builds, so it's outro time. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Quick reminder to like and subscribe, and goodbye.